Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I can tell everything you need to know. I don't need a suit, a tie. I've been doing this for 50 years. Like I said, I've worked over around 10,000 cases. Many of you have come to me because you've seen me on my on national TV. You can see all those interviews, and you can see my staff, my former IRS agent staff, tax attorneys, and CPAs on my website at 777irs.com. That's 37irs.com. I do these videos for 3 reasons, so you don't get ripped off. There's a lot of garbage on YouTube about people, all they're doing is blabbing their mouth about how much they know and they want all your money and they can do this and that. Half of them are full of crap. I know that. I've worked over 10,000 cases. I get all these calls on my iPhone telling me this person ripped me off. The other thing I try to do is educate you. And the last thing is I try to give you some insider information about IRS if and when I can in those situations. Today, the IRS just announced that they're going to send out 8 million CP14 notices. What is the IRS CP14 notice? It's the first notice that IRS is sending you that you owe money. That's what this notice is all about. So when people get this, they're what do I do with this? IRS is now working my case, and this is what this letter is for. It's a nice, soft, gentle letter that says, hey, IRS, you owe us money. Pay this within so much time. Well, obviously, most people, if you got that letter, you haven't paid it. So what are you going to do next? Well, you don't need to make a knee-jerk reaction. You don't get overexcited. You don't need to call 8 million people. IRS is going to send you after this 6 weeks later a 501, 6 weeks later a 503, 6 weeks later the nasty 504 letter. They're going to garnish your wages and bank account and really get nasty and mean. And then after that, the 1058, which you have 30 days to file an appeal with Internal Revenue Service on the liability. So when you get the CP14 notice, this is what you do. You have to make a decision what you want to do about the liability. So how is the IRS going to work your case? So this is what I used to do for a living at IRS. So this is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to ask for a current financial statement, a 433F. If it's in the service center, a 433A if the revenue officer has it. They're going to make a determination on your case, and if you call them, remember, you're going to have at least 4 months to make this decision, but it's better to at least know what you're walking into. And then IRS, when they get that financial statement, will either put you into currently non-collectible, a payment agreement, or maybe you'll be able to file for an offer and compromise. So at the end of the day, if you want to make a payment agreement on IRS, you can just go online to irs.gov and make your own payment agreement. You can make them up to 6 years, 72 months. So if you can't pay the money, IRS is going to want to see this financial statement to suspend your case. If you sorry about the stream. If IRS suspends your case, they do that for a couple years. And when they suspend your case, penalties and interest run. You want to adjust your W-4. If not, they're going to take your refund. And the case will come back out in 2 or 3 years, and they'll reevaluate you. If you can't make the payment agreement, the nice clean one that IRS wants, and you need another one, IRS is going to look at your financial statement, and they'll make a determination based on your income and expenses as to how much they want a month. Do not call IRS if you want a payment agreement if you don't understand the IRS national standards. The IRS has national standards that lock you into how much they will allow you for food and clothing, housing and utilities, your car payment, and how much they will allow you for operations. So you've got to know that. Don't call them. Call a professional or call somebody to know that, or us, whoever. Lastly, if you owe the debt, everyone's thinking, oh, they can settle their debt for pennies on a dollar. And you see all this advertising and all this bull crap that you can settle your debt if you call that person. Let me tell you, at the end of the day, be very, very careful who you hire if you want to do an offer. If you can liquidate your assets and pay the tax off, IRS is not going to accept your offer. I worked the offer and compromise program. I used to sign offers. I used to reject offers. Don't do an offer and compromise until you call a true professional. if you want to do an offer in compromise, I want you to remember this. The only people that can work your offer are attorneys, CPAs, and enrolled agents. If you call a firm and someone else has talked to you about the offer and they're not an enrolled agent, a CPA, or an attorney, you're speaking to the wrong person. And that's what happens, and that's the great trap. The first person you're speaking to at a firm is going to be a salesperson to get in your pocket to find out how much they can get from you to work the case. So what a true firm does, like us, we'd want to see your financial statement to see if you're even qualified for an offer. So don't go ahead and do a knee-jerk reaction for the CP14. You're going to get a series of other notices, but it's a time to reflect on how you're going to go ahead and deal with this debt. I give you the information I can. If you're looking at my Nantucket cookies over there, they're not yours. You're not going to get them. I'm going to eat them in the next 2 days. So give me a subscription. I really need subscriptions because it bumps me up on YouTube. Thank you very much for listening. You can leave me a comment. You can call me. Remember, relax. This ain't the end of the world. Okay? Thank you for the subscription.